I believe everything is fine with the audio and the quality of the video now, because we're back to the camera that I'm used to with the lens that I'm used to, so I think we're good. Hello fellow bookworms, it's Katie. So today I want to talk to you about Persuasion by Jane Austen, which is the 6th book of Jane Austen that we've read. Previously to reading this book, I've heard of many people that this is their favorite Jane Austen, and I did not know what to expect because, as usual, I did not look up anything about this book. Persuasion is the story of Anne Elliot. She is the second daughter of a kind of sir, kind of like someone of nobility, I believe. Anne Elliot is 27 years old and she has not married. Scandalous, I know. And that is very remarkable because until now every heroine that I've read about was in their late, like beginning early 20s, late teens, early 20s, that kind of age range. And 8 years previous, Anne Elliot got a proposal of Captain Wentworth and she entered this engagement, but her family and her friend, a woman called Lady Russell, that's her name, who took kind of the place of Anne's mother because Anne's mother died when she was, I believe, 13. They persuade her that she should not enter in this engagement with Captain Wentworth, that he wasn't captain at that point and he was very poor. She would have married for love, not for money. And so Anne, because she held their opinions very high, did break off the engagement, which left Captain Wentworth as well as Anne Elliot heartbroken. And now it's 8 years later, through a series of events, through a series of chance, through the sheer chance of, you know, luck, she gets in contact with Captain Wentworth again, and yeah, it's their story. The question is, does he still love her? Does she still love him? Well, for you to find out, you probably have to read the book. Funny thing is, or an interesting thing that I've noticed. Okay, so let me preface that. There's a lot of stuff happening in my life, which is why this video is a little bit late. We still have, you know, the whole thing with the insurance company and the house and fire and stuff, and then also my mother is very sick. I do have a very complicated relationship with my mother, and it's all, and on top of it I'm dealing with mental illness. I'm currently struggling if I really studying the thing that I want to do with my life, and you know, it's a lot. In this state of, you know, not fear but uncertainty, yeah, uncertainty, I found myself, you know, yearning for Jane Austen. I was so glad when I picked up Persuasion because this book has been my companion for 6 months now, half a year, and I don't know, you guys, it was just such a relief for my anxiety to be able to read Jane Austen. I don't know, it's just Jane Austen got my back. I knew what to expect, I knew what to get with her. It was incredibly relaxing and soothing for me. I don't know, that's an interesting development, an interesting discovery that I've made this month, which I did not expect in the beginning when I started this project, but now I'm here. Jane Austen has got my back. That's a relaxing thought, you know, that's a soothing thought. You guys, I can understand why people call this their favorite Austen, because I think this might be my favorite Austen. A lot of it, I think, stems from the relatability of Anne Elliot, because she has this very heartless, very neglecting family. She is kind of overlooked. She's not, you know, regarded as pretty or accomplished in anything, but she has a sharp mind. She has a great understanding and she has this ability of observation, and that is just something that I can identify with just a lot. And I think it's very relatable for a lot of women, or not just women, but for a lot of people. We're all inclusive here, whatever you think, your gender, whatever you choose for your gender, you're welcome. Doesn't matter. We're all bookworms. Yeah, so where was I? Also her situation of having loved someone, of having a broken heart, and you know, 8 years later being confronted with that person again, and you know, discovering the feelings that she thought she didn't have anymore, that she thought were seized. I think that's also something that a lot of us can relate to, because that's, at least I know I did feel like that more than once. And Elliot as a character and her situation is definitely very, very relatable, which I think makes this book such a favorite for a lot of people. Another thing that I've noticed is that the pacing of the plot is excellent. It has a little bit of action, there is a mystery element, there is a revelation of the mystery, also the subtlety of the romance, and that you just kind of have to piece all of it together for yourself, and you can kind of pick up on all the hints that there are. You know, I really have feelings for Anne. You know, whenever she was uncertain about Captain Wentworth feeling, and she was in some kind of distress, and I got distressed, and I was so happy for herself. And you guys, honestly, the last, I don't know, 20-30 pages, I just sat there like, my heart. There's nothing that I found was really unnecessary. It felt natural, you know? It just felt like a natural turn of events that would happen, and that were necessary to happen for the characters to develop in the way that they developed, and for the end to be as it ended. Yeah, even though this is, you know, typical Jane Austen, in the writing I feel like in Persuasion it's just a tad more excellent, you know? I can't even describe it. It's just everything is really good in this book. And I mean, Captain Wentworth. You know, I might take one of them for myself, please. Thanks. I'd greatly appreciate it. I mean, yes, I think I found my favorite Jane Austen. I would give Persuasion 5 stars, which makes it the third 5-star book that I've read in a row. So we're almost at the end of discovering Jane Austen, of this project. I did have a lot of fun so far. No, it wasn't always fun. I mean, Mansfield Park is a book that I cannot. Thank you to all of you who are doing this with me. Next month, or well, rather this month, in the month of October, we will be reading Lady Susan. I've already peeked into it. It's very short, only 50 pages in my edition, and it's solely comprised of letters, so I'm curious about that. I am interested in reading it. Tell me what you think of Persuasion, or what is your favorite Jane Austen book. I would love to know. I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope you're reading something magical and wonderful, and I will see you soon. Bye!